Right.
Can you mute your microphone? Sorry.
Sorry.
There we go. See, that's the first little hiccup of tonight. But, this is all about the online and live workshops. So, yeah, I'm going to talk about introduce the ABC team. We're going to talk about the Preime DermaFacial as a system overview, how you can boost your business using the Preime platform, and talk about how this Preime differs from other dermafacials on the market. We've obviously also got William, who is going to answer any of your questions at the end of the presentation. Oh, it's just skipped. Oh no, my presentation's gone kaput. So there was another slide, which I don't know why it's not showing on there, which is to basically introduce who ABC are and the rest of the team, and obviously William as well. So my name's Zara. I'm the Business Development Manager for ABC Medical for the North. We've got Nicola, who I'm not sure if you can see her on the computer. Nicola is the BDM and trainer for ABC in the South. We've got Eva, who is the PDM for Emma Aesthetics, who are the manufacturer for the Preime DermaFacial. And then we've got the lovely William, who is an esthetician at the One Aesthetic Studio in Cheshire. So obviously William uses the Preime as well as lots of other devices in his clinic that he works in. So ABC Medical, we are the distributors for 3 different brands. We have the Delio, which is the body layering platform. Delio are based in France. They have different body machines that can range from fat freezing to body tightening, muscle stimulation and skin tightening as well. We've got Cynosure lasers, so we offer different platforms with regards to Elite Plus. We've got the Picasure, Potenza, as well as other platforms. And then obviously we have the Preime DermaFacial. So I'm now going to pass you on to Eva, who's going to talk a little bit more about the Preime. And like I say, if you have any questions, if you make a note of them and then wait till the end, that would be great.
Okay, hi everyone. So I'm Eva. I'm a PDM at Emma Aesthetics, which is kind of the umbrella company for Preime. If you could flick onto the next slide, please, Zara. Okay, so what is Preime? So Preime is, so how you pronounce it, it's Preime. So it originates from a Gaelic word, and it actually means premium. So the company was established in Ireland in 2019. So although we have 20 years of experience from our dermaceutical line in terms of the actual device, and Preime is it was established in 2019. We do have 3 vertical portfolios. So we have the DermaFacial device. We also have DermaProfessional skincare line, which is our home care routine. And then we also have dermaceutical products as well, which is your mesotherapy line. With our device, it has 5 result technologies. So this device is kind of the all-in-one. So you don't really need to have multiple different devices. You can perform loads of treatments. So it's a great thing to have in your clinic. The design is modern and sleek, and it's extremely practical. So the device is designed by therapists for therapists. Some devices, as you may know, can be really bulky if they take up a lot of room. So with our device, it has a nice swing out arm for all the attachments. You can put it away and it doesn't take up much room whatsoever. It also has a smart technology embedded in this device, which means it records all the treatments performed. So from clinic's perspective, from management perspective, you're able to assess how your therapists are performing their treatments, you know, what steps. So it will literally record every single technology that was used in that particular treatment, how long each technology was used for in terms of timing, how much consumables were used. So it literally records everything. So for management perspective, it's great to kind of use as a assessment tool just to see how your therapists are getting on in the treatment rooms. But also you can use it to assess when you need to predict when you need to order your consumables. So it's a great management tool. And also we are in a partnership with 4Oceans. So we are actually a plastic neutral company. So we want to do our bit for the environment. So every facial that is performed, it actually removes 9 bottles from the world's oceans, which is also a great little perk. So now I'm just going to quickly show you a video. The audio is not playing.
Might be because I'm muted. Sorry, let's just try that again.
No, it's still not playing. So that was just demonstrating Preime as a sustainable facial. It is trademarked, and it's the only facial out there that actively promotes itself as being sustainable. With also what to mention is all of our bottles, so for our consumables, they are also recycled plastic. So we are trying to do our bit for the planet. So to go a little bit more into the actual device and all the handpieces. So our device, it is the ultimate skin platform. So it has 5 different technologies. So first one being Aqua-B. So Aqua-B is the hydrodermabrasion. So it uses 3 different solutions with some active ingredients such as lactic acid to really exfoliate that dead skin cells, get rid of any kind of like congestion on the skin. We also have Vibrox, which is our CO2 microdermabrasion handpiece, which also oxygenizes the skin as well, which leaves it a lot more youthful and glowing looking. So it's kind of like two in one. We have our Micro T, which is our microcurrent handpiece. So the microcurrent handpiece is great for muscle toning. So it will help to soften up expression lines, and great, you know, for anti-aging, just tightening and firming those muscles. It also has Collagen Plus handpiece, which is great for supporting skin toning. So again, a great anti-aging tool. And then last but not least, we have the Ultra B, which is ultrasound handpiece, which pushes serums deeper into the skin to provide hydration and nourishment to the deeper layers. So it's not just topical. So great for anyone with light dehydrated skin. So with our device, you can actually tailor the treatments. So with the Preime device, you can treat any kind of skin type. So Fitzpatrick skin types 1 to 6, and you can treat wide range of skin concerns. So you can treat aging, congested skin, breakout prone skin, pigmentation, skin texture issues, dull skin, dehydrated skin, and so on. The only real skin concern that you wouldn't be able to treat is active acne. Apart from that, any kind of skin concerns you can target. With the actual device and the 5 handpieces, you can actually perform over 30 treatment combinations. So it's a great tool to really customize the treatments for every single client. It's not just a, one fits all. So for example, if you are treating someone with aging skin concerns, you could potentially just use, the Vibrox, Micro T and the Collagen Plus handpiece. Or for congested skin, that you could use Aqua B and Vibrox handpiece, so the 2 handpieces together. For example, textured dull skin, you could use Aqua B, Vibrox and Ultra B. Obviously, you can use all 5 handpieces, which is our signature facial. So it's our signature facial, which is 60 minutes. However, you can, tailor it as in how you feel like it's best for your specific client's skin needs. So we have had a last year we did a clinical case study. So our device has been clinically proven to enhance results when it's combined with other energy-based devices. So with the Preime device, the person who did our clinical case studies, it is a completely independent doctor, Dr. Pablo Naranjo. He is based in Madrid, Spain, and he's the owner of Elite Laser Clinics. So with his case study, what he did was he had 50 patients, and what he did was on the left side of the face, he performed energy-based device treatments, and then on the right side of the face, he performed Preime DermaFacial, followed by the specific energy-based device for the concern that he was using. So for the example, in pigmentation, so he did 10 patients in the clinical study for pigmentation. His steps were Aqua B, Vibrox, followed by IPL laser. So on the right side of the face, the patients, all 10 patients had 16% better results by having the Preime, 2 of the Preime steps prior to their IPL treatments. With the vascular lesion case study, again, it was 10 patients in total in that particular group. What he did was Aqua B, Ultra B, and pulsed dye laser, so your PDL laser. And again, it was 11% better results on the right-hand side compared to the left-hand side. He also did a clinical study for skin rejuvenation, so clients concerned with like aging. He performed Vibrox, Micro T, and then followed by radiofrequency microneedling or the fractional CO2 laser. So for this particular case study, it was 29% better results on the right-hand side of the face. With the skin texture, he performed Vibrox, followed by YAG laser treatment, followed by the Ultra B handpiece, which is your ultrasound to penetrate the serums deeper into the skin. So with this case, clinical study, 41% of the patients had better results. Well, the patients had 41% better results on the right-hand side versus the left. And then last but not least, the wrinkle improvements. So Dr. Pablo performed the full 5-step Preime signature facial, followed by the filler injectables in specific areas such as nasolabial folds, marionette lines, and so on, wherever the patients had the static lines. And these patients had 44% better results on the right-hand side compared to the left-hand side. So this device is really the ultimate skin management platform. You can mix and match the handpieces just by having the Preime device on its own, or if you already have certain energy-based devices, in the clinic, such as IPL, RF microneedling, or just, microneedling, DermaPen, so on, you can actually combine these treatments to give your clients a lot better results and to target their skin concerns a lot quicker and give them better results as well. So the clinical study will actually be published. We're just going through the publishing process, but that will, once it goes live, we will publish it on our Instagram page, on our website, and so on. So everyone will be able to kind of read more in depth and see all the before and after pictures and so on. So that will be it from me, and I will pass you on to Nicola, who will continue with the presentation.
Perfect. Thanks, Eva.
Thank you.
Thank you, Eva. Hi. Right. You can go to the slide. Okay, so I'm just gonna show you a quick comparison between Preime and the #1 hydrating facial on the market. We're not really competing with this device because obviously we do differ with several different tools we have available to improve and boost the treatments. But I just want to emphasize the fact in terms of the layers we're targeting. So Preime covers actually all the way up from the epidermis to the muscle layer, so actually beyond the dermis as well, because the actual micro-T is for the muscle toning, so you're actually toning the muscles to improve the features on the face. That you have the radio frequency, which targets the dermal layer, and then you have the Aqua B and Vibrox to target the also deeper layers of the epidermis. Compared to the competitor-ish that just targets the stratum corneum in a way, and that has been also confirmed by the manufacturer. Then if we can go to the next slide. So this shows you also the comparison between the consumables particularly. So if we compare only the thing that we can compare with the competitor, which are the solutions, we have the same amount of solutions. We basically cleanse, deep cleansing, then we extract, then we hydrate, and then we just rinse the actual handpiece. It shows you exact amount how much you would spend, because as Iva also mentioned, you can pull out a report how much you've spent also per each solution. So you can also monitor with your practitioners if they actually overuse the serums, the solutions, or if they're not actually using the solutions. For example, the rinse to prolong the longevity of the handpiece. So you can see that the average price, if we include also the tips that are attached, it's £7 to £9 per treatment. When it comes to the competitor, it's 18 to 21. So you can actually start noticing the drastic savings here in the slide. Also, in terms of the volume, you can see that it's pretty much twice as big a size of the actual solution compared to the competitor. If we can go to the next slide. So this is the success story. This is a client of mine actually, and she's been absolutely ecstatic in terms of her machine. She has 2 hydrofacials in her clinic, and then she just decided to make a move towards Preime, especially because of the frustration about the consumables. So she launched the Preime after the trainings and then the delivery in mid of November, and then she converted all of her clients, hydrofacial clients, in December, at the end of December. She was also treating during Christmas. And then in mid-January, as per her update, she performed 65 treatments. We double-checked that also with her machine. And she was charging £150 as an introductory price, but normally she will charge, I'm just going to move you aside. I can't see that. Is it? It doesn't say actually. Yeah, so it's 190. So 190 she would normally charge, but at the moment she's charging 150. So she nearly earned £10,000 to this day, which pretty much pays nearly half for the machine itself. And then if she's going to keep up with that momentum, in mid of April, she will basically cover the whole cost of the machine. But if she just only treats as she treats now, she basically hasn't sold any courses just yet, but those figures will basically double because she's going to start selling course of 6 and so forth. So if we can go to the next slide. So in here, you can see the kind of projection, and then be aware that this is very conservative, because I think William is going to prove us wrong, and he's just going to show off, you know, how well you can do. When it comes to Preime, you basically charge, oh, actually the consumable costs are about £17 compared to HydraFacial. And then you probably will prove me wrong as well, whoever's got the HydraFacial, because we've heard that the price is actually, or the costs are even further than that. Then if you would perform those 200 treatments by mid of April, with the consumable cost, the total cost would be about 3,400. Then you can, by the end, you can earn by the end is 91,000, and then this means that you will save about the £8,918 compared to HydraFacial per year. If it would be monthly, you can see the differences. It's not a major difference, it's about £3,000, but annually it can make a huge difference. And then this is all based only on 200 patients. So imagine you would do far more than that per year. Additionally, sorry, additionally, I was going to also mention that this is not only just saving your money, you know, in terms of the consumables, but also it gives you longer lasting results, and that retains the customers as well. Because at the end of the day, you're just having a very basic treatment once a month, but it can become really, really addictive to the patients, and you can potentially do the treatment every 2 weeks, just that, you know, toning muscles or just the skin tightening. So you don't have to do the full blast, and you can just mix and match it, and then every 2 weeks you can do different combinations just to keep them hooked and then just satisfied. Okay.
No, that's great. Just either to yourself or to Eva, I just thought it'd be good for us to touch base on the Ultra B handpiece, that we've got clinics that are actually using it with anaesthetic cream to speed up the process of that. I know there might be some watchers that use like RF microneedling or have it in clinic and don't know that this actually could be an option. So I don't know who wants to discuss that or talk about that a little bit more.
I would be happy, because we actually did like a demo for Potenza microneedling RF, and one of our customers who is actually interested in Preime, he wasn't really unsure, so we actually did a test. Half of his wife's face we treated just normal traditional way numbing. We put the cling film on as well for half an hour, while we only distributed the numbing cream on the other side with the Preime Ultra B. We did that for 10 minutes. We increased the settings just to increase the depth of penetration, and then within 5 minutes his wife already reported that she feels numb already, but we just carried on for 10 minutes just to make sure that it's completely delivered. You could also see when you're gliding over the area with the Ultra B that the numbing cream is just sucking in and then pushing into the skin, while on the other side it's just sitting there. So when we performed the treatment, obviously it took us about 20 minutes on the side with the Potenza, so that's exactly half an hour on the other side by the time we were finished with 2 passes. She couldn't really feel it, and then she has the comparison of having just normal numbing cream already, as previously for the Potenza, so she already could compare the sensation. When we switched to the other side, we removed the numbing cream, we performed the Potenza, she started jumping, because all of a sudden it was a bit shock for her, that comparison. So that basically sealed the deal on the day.
No, it's a great selling point to be able to, just by using the Ultra B, like you're saying, cutting down that time of 10 minutes rather than waiting 45 minutes to an hour waiting for the numbing cream. It's a real key selling point for the Ultra B.
I would like to just add to that, the doctor who owns the clinic, he also mentioned that a lot of patients of his, they turned down on the treatments, having, follow-up treatments. It's just purely they could not tolerate the sensation any longer. And then for that reason, he decided to go ahead with the Preime to bring the patients back in.
Great. Thank you both, Nicola and Eva. We're now going to go on to the lovely William. If I can get this to work. There we go.
Hope you're well.
William.
Yeah, I can hear you. Great presentation, guys. Thanks for having me on. So we've been using the Preime device now probably for about a year, and it's a great piece of kit. I mean, this is why I chose to speak about it, Pro Beauty. last year. And I just don't think you can compare it to HydraFacial. It's a standalone, fabulous device on its own. You know, it's phenomenal in what it does. And, you know, the 5 modalities. And, you know, I even showcased some results as well when I did the talk. And it's, you know, you can get some phenomenal changes in skin. I also think in terms of patients, you know, it's a great entry level to everybody who's starting their skin health program. Like I had a patient in today and she's never had anything at all in clinic, you know, no injectables, not even had a HydraFacial or anything like that. So discussing skin health and how to achieve it. And this was a great entry level for her. And it sold itself, you know, she booked a course after that. So it is a phenomenal piece of kit. And I use it more or less every day. I even combine it with lots of different treatments as well. So going back to like microneedling, I use it before that as well. You know, I adjust the settings. It's great because you can sort of like bespoke it and tailor make it to certain like skin types, skin indications, you know, avoiding all risks and things like that. But you can get some phenomenal results. So it's a great device for me. Yeah. Is there anything you want me to touch on in particular, Zara?
So you, on average, how you use it every day. So how many patients would you say you treat a day?
So I probably treat about 10 patients a day. So it would be half of that.
Yeah.
But sometimes, you know, like I say, in combining treatments, I would use the Preime before I maybe do sort of like a microneedling session or like an ultrasound session, you know, just to get that great results on the skin.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
you know, with obviously the cleansing and the extracting, it's great to prepare the skin for any treatment that you're doing. So
exactly. Even with working with the surgeons in clinic, you know, even if we have patients waiting, you know, there's been many times where I'll say, come on, let me show you the kit, let me show you what it does, and jump on the bed, even sort of like that free trial, you know, even to do 3 steps just to showcase how good that is, you know, and that skin clarity, how it feels and how it looks straight after. So
and do you have your own kind of protocols? Obviously, we were talking about all the different hand pieces that the Preime offer. Do you offer 1 or 2 different treatments with the Preime, or do you kind of just use it as a whole with all the hand pieces?
No, I tailor make it to whatever I need. So whatever patient is sat in front of me and whatever skin indication they have, I'll create sort of like an aesthetic healthcare program throughout the year. For me, it's always about a long-term journey, never short-term. So they're with me for a long time, but I bespoke every single sort of like piece of kit to get them great results. You know, it works. And I think you have to do that. Not one thing suits all. You know, you have to bespoke a hell of a lot. Even with the Preime, if I've got patients in front of me that don't really need certain types of modalities, I'll just use maybe 3 steps or then jump onto the last step, you know. So I really bespoke that treatment as well. If I've got a younger patient, maybe I might not use the micro T, you know, but I'll use the other steps as well, you know. But if I've got that older patient, then I'm using the whole 5 steps. So it's one of them where you can really bespoke it.
Yeah. And so when did you take the platform on?
I think it was about a year ago now. Yeah.
So would you say that the clinic have paid it off before now?
Twice over, yeah. I mean, we even ran sort of like a special offer for this month, and it's just been back to back with people just coming for Preime, you know. And I mean, another thing as well, like a lot of people now are really focusing on skin health, you know. So, and a lot of people, in my opinion, are moving away from a lot of the injectable works. They just want to look and feel fresh. So it's more of like devices that they're looking for, especially for my business, because primarily that's what I specialize in. And it's all the device work, you know, not taking away from what injectables does, but, you know, a lot of people in the industry are going, do you know what? I just want to look well. I just want to look fresh. I want to feel good. And you can do all of that with the device work as well.
And I think sorry, Nicola.
Yeah, I've got a question for you, William. How did you go against the odds of obviously HydraFacial is a really big name on the market? How did you manage to actually advertise it as a Preime and then you got so successful with it?
So I was a bit clever, actually. I called it the Hydra One Facial. So because we work in one aesthetic studio, I sort of like twist the name around. So people was like, oh, great, because it was very much the same as HydraFacial, but completely different. But I show every single patient that device as soon as they come in. I'll allow them to sort of like, you know, come on the bed and chat with me and talk through the actual device. It's never a challenge for me to sort of like upsell anything.
Are you using it on the body at all yet? Because I know obviously you can use it like on the chest and the back. Have you kind of opened the market with that yet, or?
Absolutely. So I've done lots of back neck, as we call it. I've even used it on myself. It's great. Even hands as well, even arms. You know, if I'm doing a patient and sort of like really bespoke in that treatment and they're getting sort of like part of the holistic wellness side of what I provide, then I'd even work on the arms as well. If they've got pigmentation, then I'm going to go down there with them active ingredients. I'm going to let them feel that beautiful sort of like treatment, you know, in terms of like the 3 steps.
Yeah. So do
Yeah.
you sell it as a course of treatment? Or
Yeah,
do you
I do.
allow people to come in for single treatments?
Either. I think you've really got to sort of like lead with what your patient wants to do. You can guide them and tell them sort of like, you know, on a minimum basis, this is what we suggest. But, you know, but like I say, I bespoke it to lots of other devices as well. So I'll sort of like micro throughout the year in terms of what they need. Maybe need laser or microneedling or, you know, ultrasound work as well.
And did you know about the Ultra B and the anaesthetic cream, or have you learned something new tonight?
I did know, yes, when I had a chat with Adrene and Florina. I did know about it, yes, but I didn't know about the study. I didn't know about all of the studies, so that's really good to know. So I did hear about that. Yeah.
Yeah. Have you used it yet for the anaesthetic or not?
No, not yet. No.
You'll have to have a practice with it and let us know like your feedback. Obviously, Nicola got great feedback from
Yeah.
you know the clinic
Yeah.
using it. So
It's interesting because we don't use anything in terms of sort of like using numbing cream for a microneedling device. We use one that you don't need numbing cream with, so it's a little bit more safer, in my opinion, but also a little bit more manageable. So the patient wants to have that course of treatment. You know, I've worked with a device called Intracell, and that was like a stapler. We work with something different now, which is very gentle. So it's just inserting slowly. So we don't need that numbing cream on skin. So what I do with my patients is sort of like use the first 3 steps in terms of cleansing, and then I'll go in with microneedling. If I'm using it with RF, I turn that down just because the active ingredients on there. And in, you know, so I really sort of like micromanage everything, bespoke it to each patient needs. Yeah. Yeah. There's a reason why I talk about it at Pro Beauty is because I really love the device, because I think it's just phenomenal. Yeah.
I think for me, I've had a hydrofacial in the past, but I suffer with rosacea, so my skin is really sensitive to the point that actually I couldn't really tolerate having a full hydrofacial treatment. But having my first Preime, I was really surprised of how clean and glowing my skin was, but I wasn't aggravated at all. You know, even for a few days after, I was thinking, okay, am I going to flare up? But I didn't, you know. So for me, it was like that is kind of my go-to now, because the active ingredients in it was obviously really beneficial, but it didn't aggravate my skin at all. So now I know that's kind of my go-to, you know, for a real deep cleaning facial treatment. So
and you're right, talking in terms of skin indications, it's for like everyone apart from the active acne. But even with that, like I put people on a program of treating their active acne using, you know, TheraClear and blue light therapy to kill off that bacteria and inflammation, and then going on to a course of Preime, you know. So it's just great. I use it for everything.
Oh, no, that's good. Has anybody got any questions that we haven't asked? If you want to unmute your microphone, or if you want to type, if you feel you don't want to speak.
Where do I see that?
It might come up on the chat box on the top, but not had anything as yet.
Don't be shy, guys. Ask away.
See if got anything.
Also, as well, let me talk about like celebrity patients. They love it.
Yeah, I was going to say your Instagram.
Ping on this device every time like they come in, they go, Will, can I have another one of them? Will, can I book in for another one? You know, so even they're loving it. That's why it gets so much pressure tension as well. Like if they've been shooting on set for such a long time, and actually their skin changes constantly. They're on set, they've got a lot of makeup, sort of, you know, their stress levels are through the roof. So it works great for those guys as well.
Yeah. well, it's giving them that glow, isn't it? Ready for the events that they go to as well. So
Absolutely, yeah.
I would
Um,
say
Even
particularly the sorry. I would say particularly the radio frequency, the collagen plus, that is very relaxing, and then literally the patients fall asleep, and then when they're walking out from the clinic, they just feel really relaxed and calm, like they had just meditation session now. So it's got so many benefits. For example, the winter, you can just promote it as a de-stressing, hydrating facial. Yeah.
You're right about that, Nicola, because like I specialize in holistic wellness as well. So I do lots of them treatments. So I combine it with all of that. When I'm doing one of those treatments, it's very much like a spa experience. It's all about that touch, that sensory touch as well. So it's kind of like holistic wellness meets aesthetic. So combining them two worlds together. And that's what I like to do, so that patient feels like they've had, a hot stones massage when they've had that step.
Yeah, I was just going to say it's
that. Will, what was that? And I'm like, oh, it's just a stimulation of collagen. They could probably have that all the way through the treatment.
yeah, it's a relaxing treatment, but it's an aesthetic medical treatment. So they're getting the best of both, aren't they?
Yeah.
Oh, I think we've got a question. Let's just have a look here. So Susan's asking the cost of the machine.
Oh, yeah.
Nicola, do you want to go in on that one?
Yes, of course. So normal price is 30K plus VAT. That's a standard price. Obviously, we do run a special promotion for early birds, so we will discuss it individually with everyone. Ideally, if you can book a demo with us, and then we can just run through everything.
And you'll get a starter kit with that as well, Susan. So you have enough patients for around 35, 36?
36, yeah.
You might even get a few more, but we like to be
Conservative.
Yes, that's the word. Is there any other questions from anyone? Oh, hang on. Oh, no, she just said thank you. Well, if anybody does have any questions, obviously you can connect with us all direct. William's great for that as well. He doesn't mind you following him or sending him a message on Instagram.
No, ask away. I don't mind that at all.
Yeah, and it's great for you to follow William and have a look and follow the One Aesthetic Studio as well, because you'll see the pictures and the videos, everything that we've been talking about today. It's all on there as well. So, but any questions, if anyone wants to book in a demonstration, then like I say, you can connect with us directly or on the ABC Medical Instagram as well.
We have another question here.
Oh,
hi.
hang on.
Can you hear me, Zara?
Hi, Katra.
Hi, lovely. Thank you, William. What I would like to ask, hi there. How long does each treatment take if you were to use the whole steps?
The 5 steps.
The 5 steps.
I'd say around 45, 50 minutes. Yeah.
Okay.
Sometimes, but to be fair, though, Katra, I like to do it a little bit longer if I'm having that holistic approach, so I take my time with it. I throw in a few sort of like massage techniques in there as well, sort of like in between. So it could take up to an hour.
Okay.
And remember, you can do like you can separate the hand pieces. So if someone wanted more of an express treatment, like on lunch break, you could do that. I guess it's like William said, personalizing it to each individual's needs.
Yeah.
Maria's asked, what is the lifespan for each handpiece? So, I mean, you had any issues, William, with your handpieces?
None
Obviously,
whatsoever.
the tips are all disposable. So,
yeah, they're all disposable, aren't they? In terms of sort of like your aquabee tips, the microdermabrasion tips, the massage tips. They're all disposable, but for the rest, I'm not too sure. That's over to your manufacturers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think as well, you do the rinse as well through after the aquabee. So the machine, you actually can't go to the next step unless you've rinsed the device. So that seems to actually keep the machine quite well maintained. I don't know what you think, William.
You know what, actually, I'm going to say it's really, really easy to use as well in terms of stuff like that cleaning section. But actually, the whole thing is just really easy to use. Like even emptying at the back as well, all of that. I find it as a therapist, everything's just so easy to use and straightforward.
Yeah.
It really is. And you guys are great, by the way. I'm not even saying how great you guys are. You guys are really good. You're on it.
Just
I
like
think
Iva said, she said that it was made by therapists for therapists, so I think it's been proven now.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think it, you know, like any business, it's about promoting it, you know, using social media to really push you know, what the Preime does. I think getting, you know, customer testimonials as well always helps, the before and after pictures. And like you say, it's about educating your patients into why the Preime is so good for their skin. But like you've said, William, so many times, personalizing it, because not everybody might have the budget or the time to have the full 5 steps, but at least you can tailor it for each individual's needs. So, and you know, for me, the consumable cost is a major thing, you know, and for how little product you use. Again, we keep going back to the competitor, but I always remember, you know, the tube at the end having half the amount of solution, you know, and actually you feel like that is quite a lot of wasted solution. You know, with the Preime, there's probably only a little bit at the bottom by the end of the treatment, but that's not a bad thing. You know, you're actually saving yourself when you're not using as much product. But Chanel, you might want to touch on that.
So regarding the amount of product used?
Yeah, you know, at the end with what's in the tub at the back.
So as you're going through the steps, especially with Aqua B, because the first step of the Preime DermaFacial, it's obviously the hydrodermabrasion. So it really monitors everything that you're using. You actually can't overuse the solutions. So those of you obviously have other devices, you may notice that you've got quite a lot of solutions at the end of the facial, just like Zara was saying. But with the Preime itself, there's only a small amount, and that's all you really need. And that is why you're able to get at least 36 to even 40 patients with just those one solution bottles. So you can get a lot more use out of the device before having to purchase the next lot of consumables. And question again, William, how many patients do you find that you can get out of those solutions? I know we're saying 35. Are you able to get more?
Do you know what I was going to say? Emotional, actually, because then solutions last a long time. You know, and even when you're reducing sort of like the flow as well, or sort of vacuum adjusting them sort of settings, necessarily that patient might not need all of that certain flow, so you just turn that right down. So I find that it lasts such a long time, you know.
And it's a big saving, especially, you know, you can, like you say, you can make that money back quite quickly, not having to keep purchasing those consumables. So it is a great addition to the device.
Yeah, it really is. They do last a long time. They do. But I need to order more, by the way, guys.
Just let us know afterwards and we'll sort you out.
Yeah, we will. Well, thank you so much, William. Thank you, Eva. Thank you, everybody, for supporting and watching this evening. Hopefully, we've answered a lot of your questions that you've got. But if not, like I say, you can message us on Instagram or send us an email, and we will be able to answer that for you. So thank you so much. We hope you've enjoyed this evening, and we hope to see you again soon.
Thank you.
Thank you
Thanks,
so much,
everyone.
guys.
Thank you,
Good night.
William.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Good
everyone.
night.
Bye-bye.